Now in our 6th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Let's all sing together. I'm Alex. This is the Ramble. We go until midnight tonight from New York City and Harlem. Ladies and gentlemen, boy, are you bundled up. That's Stephen Kravitz, ladies and gentlemen, up in Massachusetts. It's that cold, huh?
It's cold.
What's with the heat? Don't you have heat in your apartment?
My heating bill last month was $300.
Oh God, that bad?
Yeah.
Well, my electric bill last month was $344, but I've got 12 rooms in here, 11 rooms.
Right.
Then I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 television sets. Okay. Plus
really?
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 computers working all the time. So that's why my bill is so high. In fact, yesterday it was freezing in the apartment because we have this these radiators, or as my wife calls them, radiators.
Radiators.
And I try to tell her they're not radiators, they're radiators. They don't radiate, okay? They radiate. But
Point made.
She won't
Point
listen.
made.
Yeah. So anyway, I changed your name last time on here. We have to change it again, I guess. No, wait a minute. Unmute yourself, will you? I just muted you by accident. Let me see here. Rename. What name would you like today? Huh?
Just Kravitz.
Oh, Kravitz. Okay, Kravitz. I don't know why this changes itself after I do it. I guess when I do it, it doesn't hold it. But there we go. See? Now look how I can rename him, ladies and gentlemen. There we go.
There you go.
See? It's that simple. Anyway, where are we? Oh, yeah. So, my electric bill's high, too. But, I mean, how many rooms do you have?
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. You can find yourself a 7-room apartment?
Yeah. Laundry room, second bedroom.
Yeah.
First bedroom.
Yeah.
Walk-in closet.
Well, that doesn't count.
Okay, kitchen.
Yeah.
Living room.
Yeah.
Pantry.
I guess I would count them. If I was counting rooms right now, I would count like, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pantry 7, because it's a big pantry. 7, I got more rooms than that. I'm trying to figure out the rest of the rooms. Anyway, I've got something like, they count it as like about 10 or 11 rooms here.
Yeah.
It's 2,500 square feet. Is that good enough for you? It's bigger than most homes.
It is.
Yeah. But it $344 a month for electricity. And I talked to my wife last night. I said, I think we got to turn off some of the TV sets, because we have all these TV sets, and they're eating up a lot of energy. So
Are they on all the time?
Well, she turns the one on here in the office, and then she turns one on in the living room, and then she turns one on in the kitchen, and then she comes back here to work, and all those are going at the same time.
Okay.
All right. Secondly, you know how you can cut down on your bill? You know that little box you get for the cable?
Yeah.
Do you know how much that costs you a month in electricity?
No.
$8 a month on average.
Just the box.
Yeah, I got 5 boxes here. I'm paying $40 in extra electricity just for the boxes, and if they're not turned on, they're still on. So, there's a little hint for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you have more boxes than you need, it's something obscene about what I just said. If you have more
Yeah.
boxes than
I
you
left
need,
it alone. I left it alone.
well, we used to have more boxes than we need. Now we have more than enough. Anyway, but if you have more boxes than you need, take one of them offline. Unplug it. Don't use it. I can't do that because we use all of them. You know.
Right.
So, but these things cost a lot of money, and I don't know why somebody doesn't say, let's make a cable box that doesn't cost that much money in electricity. So anyway, you look like you're ready with your look today, like you're ready to go with the Donner Party.
Yeah, going out for lunch.
Years ago, Bobby Slayton got married at I guess it was Harrah's on the North Shore.
Yeah.
Not Harrah's. It was Caesar's on the North Shore, and there was this like. What can we call it, meadow to the side of the place. And
Right.
you could rent a sleigh that would hold like about 10 people, and you could go out into this meadow. So they said, okay, we rented the sleigh, and we're going out into the meadow to get
Right.
married. And we go out into the meadow, and it is
It's
freezing. Just freezing. And so bad that the guy who was running the sleigh had a mustache and a beard, and it was frozen. Okay? That's how
God.
bad it was. And so everybody's huddled up like you look right now, right? Like this, right?
Right.
And I took a picture of them all, and I titled it The Donner Wedding Party.
That's funny.
I mean, it was brutal. Just brutal.
Was it just this past month?
Huh?
Well, what
No,
month
oh,
was
no,
it?
no. This was years ago.
Yeah, but what month was it? Was it in winter?
Oh, it was like December, January, probably February. Like, you know, those months where it's really cold. We think of December as, oh, that's winter, but it really, anybody who lives in the areas we do knows that January and February are brutal months, and if we're lucky, we get an easy March.
Right, if we're lucky.
If we're lucky. So, and so how cold is it? How cold is it up there?
Right now, it's probably in the 30s.
Really? What is it here? I can look at my watch and find out. Oh, it's 52.
52?
52, yeah.
You can go out jogging.
My wife is out walking right now with her girlfriend. And she said when she comes back, you want to go for a walk? And I go, is that exercise? And she goes, yes. And I go, no. Oh, who's calling me? What is this? I shouldn't have even brought the phone in here. There we go. Turn it off. Let me get rid of them. It's usually those damn. What do you call? You don't get those calls yet, do you? You just recently moved in, so I don't know if they have their phone number yet. Do they?
No, my phone number hasn't changed in 30 years.
Oh, okay. So you have the same phone number. Yeah, of course. We take cell phones with us now. So you get a lot. You get these calls, don't you? These robocalls?
Oh, yeah.
You know the
yeah.
You know the ones that bother me the most? Not the robocall that starts off and, hi, we're calling from Visa, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
I don't mind that. What I mind is when I pick it up and there's nothing. There's just nothing. And the thing that bothers me, the second amount of much, I just invented a new term. The second amount are the ones I get when people start talking in Chinese.
Really?
Yes, you don't get any of those?
I don't answer the phone. I don't answer numbers I don't recognize.
No, neither do I. You know. But
if you call me, it comes up Alex.
But the problem is that sometimes the person who's calling you is someone that you really want to hear from, that you have a reason to hear from.
Right.
Like, a doctor or something like that, and his number just doesn't, you don't recognize it. Say, go, okay, all right.
Right, blow it off.
Listen, I tried to call you a couple of days ago, but nobody answered. Well, what's the problem, doctor? You're dying. I mean...
Right.
I'm how long do I have to live? He said, well, I didn't know if I would get an answer when I called, so. But you look all bundled up, and you haven't been out much, right?
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no, no.
No.
I'm bundled up to go get the mail.
Yeah. Anyway, so you're bundled up to go get the mail, but you don't. I asked you this last time. You haven't had the shot, or you can't get the shot. You're not old enough.
I'm not old enough. I'll be old enough in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, I think. Couldn't you kind of fudge it? Because if you make your appointment now, you probably won't have it for 2 weeks anyway. So just say you're 65, and then when you go there, show them your identification. It'll probably be fine then. So you should go try and make an appointment now.
All right.
That's my suggestion to you.
Right.
Yeah. But you've been feeling okay, right? You were on some medicine last time we talked.
Right, the hepatitis medicine.
Yeah.
And that's all finished up. Finished up actually last week, Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm starting to feel a little more energetic because that medicine really
knocks you out.
Knocked me out. Plus, in 2 months that I was on the medication,
mm-hmm.
I gained 16 pounds.
Wow.
I am now, my Indian name is He Who Has Girth.
He who has girth. Well, I'm taking a pill that does that to me, too. I've gained about 20 pounds or something because I've been taking
unbelievable.
Yeah, well, I lost a lot of weight a while back, about 60 pounds.
Right.
And I was happy with that. And then all of a sudden I'm gaining back like 20 of it, because of this,
right.
So, I mean, it just, but that's what happens is you get older, they just go, oh, take the pill. Here's a pill for you.
Right.
Go ahead, take it.
Right.
Well, what does it do? We don't know, but just take it. You're old.
Just try it.
You're
Try
old.
it.
You're probably,
it.
Of course it's addictive. Of course you're going to have a heroin habit, but, you're going to be dead in a few years anyway.
Yeah, so what the hell?
Yeah. So they always have this, you're going to be dead anyway attitude about me. And I go, Jesus Christ, Then I'm looking last night at a list of people who are old, actors who are old. And there were names on there. Suddenly I realized I hadn't heard from them in years.
Right.
And they didn't die. They just got older. How old do you think Jane Hackman is?
No idea.
91. Right?
Right.
Yeah. I'm thinking 91 and I'm 81. That's 10 years from now. I'm watching porn that's older than that.
Good night.
Good night. I mean, see you around, folks. I don't know.
Right.
Who knows? Maybe I'll live to be 100 like my mother. But
my grandparents both lived to be over 100.
Over 100?
Yeah.
Really? My mother made it to 100. It's like she hit the finish line and she said, I'm through. I'm out of here.
Right.
Well,
my grandfather was 102,
mm-hmm.
and my grandmother was 104.
Wow. Well, you got some great genes there then.
I have some very good genes.
Yeah, and that's the reason you abused your body all those years.
That's exactly right.
Because you figure that, you've got a certain buffer. Now, maybe you won't live to be 104, but you could live to be 91 and still do all those drugs and all that partying and all the other stuff that you did.
Right. I could outlast them all.
Who was the person who said, if I wouldn't have done, if I knew I was going to live this long, I wouldn't have done all those drugs years ago? I mean,
isn't it like a water cooler joke? It's a cliche.
Yeah, and it is. I mean, but the truth of the matter is that when you're younger, you just, what the hell? How long am I going to live? Yeah,
right.
And you do a lot of stuff to your body that later on in life you go, if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't be feeling like I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, and I have money in the bank.
That too. I go, why didn't I save that? Or why didn't I buy that stock?
Right. Right.
Why didn't I buy Facebook when it was 3 cents a share?
Right.
I had a company, I worked for Sirius XM, and they almost went bankrupt. They almost went belly up. And the week that they were belly up, their stock went to 5 cents a share. I think that's how low it went, like 5
Really?
cents, 5 cents a share. And I thought to myself, I should buy this. You know, I have $10,000. I should buy $10,000 worth of this stock at 5 cents. But I didn't. And I was working there. I knew what was going on. I didn't know whether we were still going to have jobs the following Monday. But I figured, hey, if I do this and it goes belly up, then I lose 10 grand. But then I don't know what to do. If I had invested that 10 grand at 5 cents, it's now around $6. Right? Do the math. Do the math.
You'd be a very wealthy man.
Exactly. So I don't feel good about that. I wish I hadn't spent all that money that I spent back in the early days and banked it a lot, you know.
Yeah, but you know what, Alex? You can't take it back. It made you who you are. Just deal with it.
Yeah, well, I spent all that money, believe it or not, back then taking guys like you out to dinner.
Oh, yeah.
You know, everybody who went to dinner with me knew they weren't going to have to pay. And I did it also because the comics were making me a living. You know, they were helping me out. So, hey, what do they need most? Food in their mouths, okay? You know, and a nice dinner somewhere. So I would take them to dinner, you know, and nobody ever said, no, Alex, I'll pick up the check. That never happened, you know. You knew when you went out with Alex, he was going to pick up the check.
We always thought the radio station was picking up the check.
But I picked up the check for another reason. I don't like fighting over the check.
Right.
Like, what did you have?
Right.
And then some guy at the table who's good with math is adding up what everybody owes. No, fuck it. Here, I'll pay. Use my card.
Right.
And I had enough money to say, you know, I'll take care of it. I won't let it bother me. So, but so you're feeling better now. And how do you find out whether you have what was it, hepatitis C or not?
3 months. May I have blood work done, and it should be undetectable.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that great?
Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing. You know, when at times we wonder if science can really help anything. We do. We have cured things, you know?
Yeah, we talked about this, how AIDS is now undetectable.
Yeah, AIDS is undetectable. What else is it that well, of course, we got rid of polio. I mean, that was a biggie, too, because when I was growing up, every kid I knew had polio.
I knew a kid that had polio.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's always some kid who didn't come to school that year because they were in an iron lung at home.
Right.
You know, I mean, it was a terrible, horrible disease, and it went after kids more than it went after adults.
That's right.
The only thing is, when FDR had it, he was a rare adult that got it to that extent. I mean, he couldn't walk. But I mean, so we do cure things, you know, and I think we're taking care of this COVID-19 now with this vaccine. So, you know,
I hope so. Now, have you gotten your second one yet?
I'm going to go get my second one on Saturday. I understand with the first one, they now have found, and in Israel, they came out with a report, they have found that with the first shot, you're 90% protected.
Really?
Yeah. They just want the second shot as a booster to kind of just keep it rolling.
Right,
but that if you didn't get the second shot, you'd at least be 90% protected. And another guy was on TV the other day saying that no one who has gotten the shot in this country has come down with COVID. Or if they came down with COVID and they went to the hospital, it wasn't serious enough to hospitalize them.
Right.
So that's a pretty big advance, and that's a big jump we made in a matter of months.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
So good.
And now somebody else is coming out with a third vaccine.
Yeah, there's a third. There's a fourth. You have Johnson & Johnson. You have then you have AstraZeneca, which comes out of Europe, I think. And they're all supposed to be fine. You know, they're all supposed to do the job.
The thing is getting the shots to us.
Well, putting them in arms, as they say.
Right.
And you know, every state is trying, and they're trying really hard. And, they're doing what they can do because the Trump administration did nothing, did absolutely nothing. They denied its existence for the longest time, and when they finally didn't deny it anymore, they weren't wearing masks or showing people good behavior during a pandemic.
Right.
So, I mean, we're on our way to a solution. Okay, I think by Christmas of this year, people are going to be able to go to Christmas parties or go to Thanksgiving dinner, and not
that'd
really
be nice, wouldn't it?
and really not have to worry about it. Yeah. Well, no, I'd say how many Thanksgiving dinners have you gone to with relatives? You know, my question is, do you want to go to more? There's always that uncle you hated, or somebody,
Right.
Or the arguments that broke out between relatives. That's the other one.
That's always a pleasure.
Hey, by the way, I'm running over here, and I don't care. I like talking with you. Have you watched this? Do you get HBO at all?
No.
They're running this Mia versus Woody documentary.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And it's so unfair to Woody. It's ridiculous. And of course, he's not going to sit for an interview. He doesn't want to.
Right.
The interview I saw an interview he did in 1992 that said it all. He literally sat down with 60 Minutes and said, I usually don't talk. I wasn't going to talk about this, but it's just become so pervasive in my life that I've got to somehow set the record straight. Okay?
Right.
And he set the record straight. There's nothing in this documentary that's any different than the conditions were in 1992 when this whole thing started.
Right.
And if nothing more, they should have gotten the 60 Minutes interview and run stuff from that. Instead, they went to his audio book and stole a reading by him from the book. Okay? I mean, it's terrible. It's a terrible piece of journalism. And shame on HBO.
Right.
Yeah. And what bothers me is, and you certainly can feel this way as well because you're a comedian and you create, and here's a guy who probably he's having a very hard time finding funding now, not because his movies don't make money,
Right.
but because of this whole thing that's going on. He's having to get European funding now. He's having to make his movies in Europe. When's
the last time you heard of what was the last Woody Allen movie?
Well, there was one about 2 years ago, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It was not Wonder Wheel, I think it was called.
Really?
It was on, and they ran it on Amazon. But outside of that, I mean, it bothers me when a person is accused of something, but he's never been found guilty of that. He's just been accused. And because of the accusations, he can't work anymore.
Right.
It reminds me so much of what went on in the McCarthy era.
Sure, the blacklisting.
Yeah. I mean, and I say this for everybody. Kevin Spacey's never been found guilty. Louis C.K., who you may have known, I knew Louis quite well.
Yeah.
Hasn't worked really since. And all he was accused. And then he took the high road. He admitted to it.
Right.
And instead of everybody saying, okay, you admitted to it, bravo, good for you. No, you can't work anymore. We're letting go of all your contracts at this network and at that network. And he had a lot of things going, right?
Right. He did a lot of voice work. He did animation films.
Yeah, but he had like 3 or 4 series he produced on cable.
Right.
And he just wasn't able to work again. And that bothers me because he's such a talented man. And all that happened was a bunch of women said they saw him, he had him in his hotel room, and he said, do you mind if I pull out my penis? And none of them said anything, so he pulled it out. All right? First of all, he should be lauded as a gentleman. Because he asked first. Okay? End of story. Hey, listen, we're running out of time here. We've talked for about 24 minutes.
All right.
No, actually, I have. I'm sorry if I haven't let you say anything.
That's right. I'm good to listen.
I hope you enjoy these little sit-downs with us.
Yes, I do.
I certainly do. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Stephen Kravitz.
Now in our 6th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Yeah. How are you? Good evening. I'm Alex Bennett. This is our little program, and we go until midnight on the East Coast of the United States of America. And I hope you are all having a nice evening, and I hope that we can make it even a little bit more pleasant and a little bit better. We have a thing called the Citizen Panel. If you want to call the Citizen Panel, go over to gabnet.net, and over on the right-hand side of the page, there's a thing in the middle that says click here to Zoom us. And then you just do that, and it puts you right through to the program. And you can get on it just like you'll get on, like a lot of other people are going to get on it. Right now, I'm going to admit them all. Okay, I just started admitting. I said admit all. There we go. And they're all coming on, except I've got to go and do this. There we go. I got it all set up, and we're ready to go. And here they are, ladies and gentlemen, so far, our panel for tonight. Hello there. There's Charlie, and there is Trucker Steve, and there, with his mood lighting tonight, is Brian. And then we've got Alan is there. Are you there, Alan?
Alan's got to do his hair. He's trying to get the camera going.
He's trying to get the camera going, and we got Robert Natali, and we've got...
You cut it off quick.
We got Jeff. What?
Oh, you know what? I hate this. When I walk away from my phone and I come back and I didn't hit live, then I don't have the live talk from before.
I see.
And I think you're still talking to him, and then I go and all of a sudden I'm coming up here.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's good. Oh, look who's got a piece of paper in his hand.
Hey, you're using your green screen or something.
No. That's just the lighting in this room. It's kind of gotten weird.
Oh, I thought maybe I was hallucinating.
Yeah.
He's doing mood lighting too.
I see.
It's gotten kind of weird. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. I just figured this might look a little better for a change. I don't know, than that stupid bookcase in back of me, So.
Looks good.
Who knows? What? Yeah, it looks
It's
okay.
good. It looks good.
Yeah, it's great. The green screen. I mean, the thing, I can put it up and take it down in 30 seconds.
Plus, you got a blue shirt on it.
Plus, I got a blue shirt on it. And if I had if I went to blue screen, then I'd have the stuff through me, right?
We're picking it up around here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Somehow, Alan,
Fancy.
I guess Alan was having trouble tonight, one way or another. So, anyway. So, Robert, you have a piece of paper in your hand, and whenever we see that, we know it's dangerous.
Yes, it is. So last night you bitch. I mean, you talked about the fact that there was a diminishing audience and you were getting depressed about that. So I spent the day slaving for 6 minutes and about 32 seconds of a list of segments that we could do or nights that we could devote on Ramble.
Oh, I see. In other words, the thing that I've always dreaded, theme shows.
Theme night. Yeah, theme night. Awesome.
Theme shows or, just segments within the scope of the program.
Within the scope of the program. We could
And honestly, I think this should be a homework assignment that everyone should chip in and come up with ideas too.
Yeah, well,
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, here are the ones I came up with. We could do a segment where Alex bitches and moans about his various ailments. Oh, wait, that's in the column of things we already do.
No, we already. That is the show. Wait a minute. That is the show.
Oh, I see. Okay. No, then we could do a night where we call it Let's Start a Conspiracy Night, where we just decide to start a conspiracy, like Paul is dead, and see if we can't get it going.
Yeah. Okay.
Then we could do philosophical questions such as toilet paper, over or under. Like this is a good discussion right there.
Over or wait a minute. Hold on a second. When have you ever used toilet paper over?
No, the roll.
The roll.
Oh,
The roll goes over
Yeah,
or under.
Do you go
under.
down or do you pull it up? Yeah.
My
mean,
feeling,
come on.
I think I had to argue with a girlfriend about this. She finally went along with me. We have it. So how many people here have, see, we're already doing this segment.
See, I
This is
told you.
But is this the correct night for this, Robert? Or
No,
is this a
actually,
teaser?
this should be saved. Now, tonight,
Yeah,
we're
this
just
is a
scoping
teaser.
out ideas.
Yes. Now remember, Robert is setting this up. So this teaser, now that the communication is going to go out to everybody, and everybody's going to say, "Oh, I want to hear their conversation about over or under on Friday night," and they're all excited about Friday night. See?
I think the audience could soar to say 39.
So
should
we
it'd
say
be
that
great.
Friday will be over under night?
Well,
We don't know.
That's up to you. You're the host.
Now, for people who just joined us and are sports fans, we're not talking about betting.
No,
Okay.
not
No.
over under. But you could do another show on over under how many sheets you use. Like over or under 4 sheets.
You know what I never
that'd
got?
be-
Can I say this? I don't know if this is using the topic up, but I could never understand why they make such a big deal about how many sheets they have on a roll of toilet paper. Did
too.
you ever care about that?
No.
Yeah.
Or how many ply for that?
And I want to know, if they have sheets, how big are they? In other words, how often is the perforation? I mean, you could have 800 sheets, and the perforations could be like that, or you could have 500, and they could be like that. If I just
Brian, look at this. I'm stimulating conversation already.
Well, I think it's important because I try to figure out how, if I used one sheet of toilet paper every time I went to the toilet, somehow if I could accomplish that, it would take me 500 days to use up a roll of toilet paper.
Yeah, I wouldn't shake hands with you.
Or one wife 2 days.
Robert, you're a genius.
Thank you.
Einstein would even say that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have
I
another
think-
philosophical
In fact,
question.
if Apple ever opens up again, you should work the Genius Bar.
Thank you very much. I thank you.
I think the
Another
number of
philosophical
women
question.
might show up
Well,
because of that.
another philosophical question could be: is cereal soup? Like we could discuss. We could also do a
Cereal
whole
soup? Wait a minute.
Well, I mean,
It's not-
it's
not-
got liquid and solids in it. That sounds like soup. So.
No, cereal is like, well, there's a crunchy kind, okay? And
you're
then there's the
spoiling-
oatmeal kind, which is thick.
You're spoiling these topics.
Oh, really? Oh, I can't no, you can't do them. That should be next Tuesday.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, cereal is soup. You're in charge of this, to remember. Yes, Alan has something to say. Alan?
So cereal soup, what's diarrhea? It's got
Okay, well,
chunks and
we'll
stuff
get
in the
it.
toilet.
I don't even begin to know what to do with that.
Hold that for next Tuesday.
Yes, these are teasers. Not too much deep discussion already. on
that
these
could have
podcasts.
that could have.
Hey, keep
chunks
going with
and-
this, Robert.
I got a
the
list
numbers
here,
are
guys.
surging here.
Okay,
We
sorry.
could do a segment on weird places you've taken a shit. That'd be good.
You know something?
In my pants.
I've always been very open about my life, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I've always been very open about my life, but the one thing I have never done is I don't have a story about the weirdest place I ever took a shit.
Well, then you don't take part that night.
No, I mean, I don't have one of those stories. I can't think of never ever doing it in a toilet.
Okay. Well, another segment is the best nickname you ever heard. Like, for example, back when I was a kid, there was a kid in our neighborhood that walked like this, like his feet went out, and
like
we
that.
named him, wait for it, 10 to 2. Ah, very good.
So, what's the best nickname you ever heard? Right?
That was it,
Yeah.
10 to 2.
Yeah.
Charlie Four Toes.
That's
the best
Charlie
ever.
Fortos,
Oh,
best one,
man.
best one ever.
Because that has this thing about maybe, oh my God, maybe Charlie's a gangster and he'll cut off your toes.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe
He'll end
he's
up
got
with 4.
It
Or
does
maybe he
sound
was
morbid.
a former gangster and he got
Gangster.
his toes cut off.
or maybe he has 4 extra toes.
And that he could afford to get
I
rid of.
remember one guy had that.
Yeah.
We could also do like pick a guy each night and do this is your life,
Now
and do some
I've
research on
often
the
I've
guy.
often thought that was a good idea
Yeah.
Because I often thought that everybody has a story to tell. I mean, if
Yeah.
if I sat down and started talking to Charlie, I'm a good interviewer. I bet I could get some good stories out of Charlie.
Well, there you go. Much like you do with Phil, you could do it with other people
Well, no,
as
I
well.
don't want to do it like I do it with Phil.
No,
I'm sorry.
I don't want you to do anything like that, actually. We could have a segment called "The One That Got Away," where each of us talks about that girl in our past that we didn't land the we didn't land the plane, so to speak.
Didn't land the plane?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was looking for a metaphor there, and that one came out. It wasn't as good. It wasn't as good as Alan's diarrhea comment, but I'm doing the best I can.
You can work on that.
Yeah, okay. We could play Would You Rather? Like, for example, would you rather spend a year in jail or have a year taken off your life? Discuss, I mean, come on.
Either way, you've lost a year of your life.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, in a way you have, but that's up to you. This is what we're discussing here.
These are only ideas and they're teasers for the audience to start coming.
Well, I see. We have a lot of people listening right now. This is
See,
this
is good
in and of
stuff.
itself.
The
is
word's
a-
getting out already.
Hey, I
Robert ought to be the new host.
demand the credit on this show here. Then we could do a board game night, like we could play poker and you can't see the other guy's cards ever. You have to take our word for it. Or we could play Monopoly and you don't know how much money I got. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Bored? Bored. I thought you meant like bored, like we're
No,
tired.
bored
Only
games,
a
board
gambler
games.
would say something like that.
Then we could have a segment called "Who Would You Date If You Were Gay?" Come on, that'd be good, right?
But do
Like
they
if
have? Do
you
they?
were-
Wait a minute. Do they have to be gay?
I beg your pardon?
Do they have to be gay?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, maybe you take them by force. I don't know.
And I
didn't
don't know.
think
I don't know if dating somebody because they're gay is enough of a commitment.
Oh, okay. Well, I just meant in terms of who attracts you.
Well, Alex would say Phil.
Yeah, sure.
Now, here's a segment.
I'm a
here's
I'm a
segment I
chubby.
love.
I'm a chubby chaser.
I
Hey.
think this is a segment I love. I think each night we pick a guy and they have to make a phone call on the air to a relative asking them for money for bail. And we leave it to the relative to figure out what it is we did to get thrown in jail in the first place. Some of that stuff could be humorous, like what would they assume you did wrong? We could have a thing called Desert Island MP3s. Nobody carries Desert Island discs anymore. What MP3s would you have on your desert island?
But you couldn't have an MP3 on a desert island because do you have the device to play it with?
Hey,
Well,
look,
like
if Tom
Christmas
Hanks had a
songs.
fucking volleyball, I can have a Walkman.
Okay.
Solar.
All right. We
Don't
could
worry.
do hat night where each and every night on a say Wednesday, we all wear a hat and talk about where we got it and why it's ugly and so forth.
Do
and
all
so
of you
on.
have a hat? I know that Trucker Steve there has a hat.
There you go. It's a Blue Jays hat.
Yeah. He's getting a good
Remember,
signal out tonight. You must
Howard
be
used
you
to
must be
work
parked
in-
somewhere, Steve. Where are you?
Walcott, Iowa, the biggest truck stop in the world.
Really?
Iowa 80.
Wow.
Walcott, Iowa is the largest truck stop in the United States. Yeah. Why?
It's
Why?
like, I think so there's something like 800 parking spots or something like that here.
Wow.
Truck
Well, you could
stop
put a
night.
lot of
And are
hookers
they
to
always
work
are
there.
they always filled up? I mean, have you gone in there and found them all filled up?
It can, yeah.
Why? Is there a reason? Because it's a convergence of something, or
No, it's just, it's a TA. It's just a huge parking lot.
yeah? And you go there for the food, right?
Yeah, they got a big store here.
Yeah, well, they do. Okay. Yes.
And Rocky's not with me on this trip because I'm in a different truck because mine got recalled for transmission work. There's a bearing that needed to be replaced.
Oh,
So
okay.
Rocky can't come with me on this because this truck belongs to another driver.
No, okay, and he wouldn't like dog shit
Well,
all over the place.
He's on vacation.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah, what if we have a segment and before Steve tells us where he is, we all guess,
We
and then
guess.
the closest one to him wins.
Yeah, that's
There
what
we
we
go.
put pins on the
And
map.
what does he win? Is there a prize there with that?
Gabnet
Gabinet
bucks.
dollars.
Gabnet
bucks.
dollars. Okay, fine. Good.
We could do a whole show blindfolded and see if we can figure out who everybody else on the panel is. That'd be good.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, I got we could do the worst brand names we've ever heard. Like, for example, Shifty's Funeral Parlor. You know, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then finally, we could do a marathon night where the show never ends, and the last guy that can stay awake is the winner.
California is easier.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
No, but I mean, this could go several days.
Sure.
Well, you know, let's see who's got the stuff.
I'll be the first.
With that, I rest my case.
I'll be the first out. So.
Yeah, you may be. Yeah.
So how's my picture looking to you guys?
Wow.
Do we all get to do backgrounds?
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, it looks good.
It does look good.
Yeah.
You got red and orange. It's the gay flag. Blurred,
well, I like
right?
this one because it's really slow. It's not busy, you know. So
I thought
I feel like
all the shoulder and everything's really tight.
I feel like I'm in a womb. By the way, my machine is now rebooting. Not rebooting, but it is changing. I'm freezing up here. You'll see me freeze up.
Yeah,
I go slow, and then as it come on,
it speeds up.
Well, it isn't. It isn't turning around. It isn't changing itself. Come on, there we go. Now it's going down. Yeah, and I'll be a little slow for a while, and then I'll suddenly speed up, and everything will be fine. There we go. Here we go. Okay. All right. There we go. Now, see? Now we're fine. Yes, Alan.
So on one of the shows, you said that Margie talks to people that are on TV and tells them to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, well, she has tendency. Yeah.
But yet you turn around and talk to the computer about booting up quicker just now.
Well, no, it's not booting up. What happens is I have memory here. And the memory gets used up again for some reason. Especially, it's been very intense lately. I'm trying to find out what program is doing it.
Okay.
And when it gets past a certain point, it allocates the memory. And while it's doing that, I suddenly slow down and then I speed up.
No, but you said to the computer, "Oh, hurry up," or something like that just now.
No, well, I meant hurry up because it wasn't doing what it was supposed to do.
Right, but so what's the difference between that and Marjorie talking to the TV? When somebody's on TV.
Because this computer knows what I'm saying.
Oh, I get it.
Because I have a microphone,
Listen,
and then
couldn't
it goes
be
into the
Windows,
machine,
then.
and the machine knows I'm telling it off.
You know, by the way, I found
Gosh,
out.
you don't know anything about technology, do you?
By the way, I found out. Well, I don't know. Yeah, obviously not. I didn't have my camera plugged in.
Yeah, well, it would help to plug your camera in.
Before you get on the show, I had to redo the show, and who knows, whatever.
Yeah.
There's a segment. Let's get snotty with one another.
Oh, good.
We do that all the time.
Yeah, you're right. That's too common.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, we could do a lot of those ideas were very good, Robert.
Thank you. I put in a lot of minutes.
Who looks the best in Speedos?
I think my favorite segment would be, does this look infected to you?
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
See,
yeah.
and we can all have some part of our body that, you know, has a cut or something like that. See, now does that look infected to you? There's Brian.
Yeah. That looks
and look,
cancer.
right up here, I've got a little pimple here. Does that
Looks like cancer.
does that look infected to you? See it?
But doesn't this fall
That's
into
what- that's-
the
that's-
Alex
that's the
Bitches
beauty
and
of having
Moans
a
about
four-
his ailments
That's the be-
segment of the program?
That's the beauty of having a 4K program, a 4K camera, because you can see the pimple. There it goes. So.
Can I look now?
Oh, you're getting a queasy stomach after the segment you just did.
Yeah, well, you know, for what I get paid, you got your money's worth.
I guess. So anyway, let me see here. I was talking to Kravitz about this. Anybody see this Woody Allen versus Mia Farrow thing?
I want to, yeah.
Huh?
I want to after what you were talking about.
No, but I mean it's horrible. I mean, shame on HBO. I mean, it's to begin with. Do you know? I didn't realize it. Last night I went on YouTube, and I went through YouTube and I looked up Woody Allen, and I found Woody Allen 1992, 60 Minutes. And he's being interviewed about all these charges by Mia Farrow. 1992 was 29 years ago. And what they're doing on this Farrow versus Allen deal is simply dredging the whole thing up. There's nothing new on there. This is all stuff that is, happened 29 years ago. But Mia just can't get over it.
Jeez.
And I watched this interview with Woody Allen, and if you go online and watch that interview, it's on YouTube, he explains it very well. He says this woman is crazy. She's nuts. She said she sends me, Valentine's cards with knives in them and things stuck in them and stuff like that. And they show them. Wow. He says the woman's loony. And she's poisoning the family against me. And this one son he has, this one stepson he had named Moses, has stood up for him saying, no, he never did anything, and I was around all the time. But if you get to see it, it's just disgusting. It's disgusting that HBO would let something as unvetted as this go on their air. I'm very disappointed in them. So, anyway. Well, since nobody's seen it, it's not worth talking about, is it? No. Let me see here. Was there anything else? What happened? Anything happened today?
Oh, yeah. Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas decided that he was going to compromise the $15 minimum wage, and he wanted it down to $10, which is going to be difficult in his home state because in Arkansas, the minimum wage is $11.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Here's the thing I don't get about all of this. $15 minimum wage? That's a no-brainer. The fact of the matter is, what can you do with a $15 wage? Okay, what, get a big apartment in New York City?
Yeah, good luck.
Go down to Bloomingdale's and buy out the store?
Yeah.
Come on, $15? That's chump change. I think it should be somewhere around $25 an hour. But no, who doesn't want to do that? People like Walmart, all the places that hire cheap labor. If a person works for a wage, he works for $1 or $25, he should get paid a decent wage. You just can't say, hey, we should. Right now, it's what, $5? Is it something like that? $5 or $6?
$7.25, I think.
What is it now?
I think it's $7.25 an hour.
$7.25 an hour. Who can possibly live on $7.25 an hour? It's ridiculous.
I don't know, maybe somebody that doesn't do anything like baseball umpires, for instance.
We're in the
sorry,
Let's
Charlie.
Be Snotty
Sorry,
segment.
This is the Snarky segment.
Yes,
I think this fits in with snark more than anything else. We're about to be joined by Kevin. So we have the two beards side by side on our screen. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, and then we have Jeff in the middle. He's got a beard, and I've got one.
Mm-hmm.
How about a show about how long's your beard or something like that?
When do you shave it?
What?
How often do you shave it? Or adjust it? Or
what kind of beard is that? And does he always cover for you? That would be the.
Alex, you know what I saw? I saw this thing on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It was Alex Bennett. It was you on the Saturday night thing. The Saturday night, what do you call that? Oh, Dead Night.
Oh,
or
really?
Night Dead.
Oh, yeah.
Saturday Night Dead.
Is that on YouTube? Everything.
It's
My whole life is on.
2 hours. It's 2 hours of clips of you during the commercial breaks, of like 3 or 4 different shows. It's 2 hours though. They even have you at the picture with your toupee. I can't see.
Yes,
really.
I have seen that. I have seen that. It's funny. It's funny if you live long enough, and YouTube is around long enough, almost everything you've ever done in your life will show up there.
I was watching it and I was skipping through it really quick, and then all of a sudden I saw the one with the toupee, and I said, I know that was a joke, right? I know and then you were trying to pass it off, and then
I paid $1,000 for that goddamn toupee, and I was
talked
supposed
about it after, and I said, "Thank God."
I was supposed to get 2 of them for that price, and the guy only gave me 1. And I used that one once on a TV special as a joke, and on that show as a joke.
Dick Bright was on here. Buddy Love was on here on the segments.
Yeah, it was a thing we did for a TV channel down in San Jose, I think.
TV 36.
TV 36, and we used to show horror films, and then this were what we call the interstitial programming within the horror film. You know,
it's pretty good.
It's pretty good. I had Jerry Seinfeld on that show once. I don't think they have that in there, but he was on that show.
That's what Zachary used to do at some point.
You know, Zachary did it great.
Yeah, he was good at it.
There was a guy here, in case you don't know, there was a guy here in New York called John Zachary, and he used to run horror films on Saturday nights. And I got to know him because he became a disc jockey, and he came to work with me at WPLJ. And we were very, very close. And it's funny because there are people who have a reputation and they're known in a certain area, okay? And outside of that area, nobody ever heard of them. Okay, so I lived in the Bay Area all my life, so everybody went, "Oh, you know John Zachary? Oh, Zach, oh, he's terrific." I never knew John Zachary's fame. Occasionally, I think he put out some records, and occasionally he'd be on national TV, but I knew him just as the guy I worked with and that I enjoyed, you know. It's like, I'll tell you, another guy who was a legend in New York City was Gene Shepard. Anybody know Gene Shepard is?
Oh, sure.
Do you ever see A Christmas Story?
Sure.
He's the narrator. He's the guy who wrote the book.
He wrote it, I think.
Yeah, he wrote. He didn't write the screenplay, but he wrote the book it came from. I knew Gene, and I used to go to my friend Earl Dowd's place for dinner, and there was Gene. And, everybody went, "You know Gene Shepard? Oh, every night I used to go to bed, and I used to go into the covers, and I used to listen to him on the radio and so on." And I never knew that Gene Shepard. All I knew was this guy who, I had dinner with, and he was interesting up to a point. I say up to a point. I've told this story before, but when I've ever been stopped from telling a story again? I'm at dinner at Earl's house, and Gene is, we're all doing something, and Gene then starts telling one of his stories, because he was famous for telling stories about his life and so on, And he would go on forever with his stories, and then you come to a fork in the road, and you don't know whether you're going to go left, and you don't know whether you're going to go right. What is going to be down the left side? Who knows? What's going to be down the right? And he goes on, because he had 45 minutes to kill every night. He had to do that, right? So now we're at dinner, and he's telling a story. And I'm going, "Oh, this is interesting. This is nice. This is wonderful." But I'm getting tired of it. And I excuse myself from the table, because we finished dinner. And I go into the living room, and I turn on the television set. And it's the Joe Franklin Show. Oh, wow. Now, I don't know if you guys remember the Joe Franklin Show, but it was a show I did quite often because it was just hilarious to do, because Joe was, I can't explain it unless you've seen the Joe Franklin Show, right, Jeff? Oh. You've seen it, right, Robert? Yes. None of the rest of these people know what I'm talking about.
It was camp.
Yes. But Joe Franklin ran the show where he had people come in and sit there and talk, and he would always make them sound like the biggest thing in the world. Oh, so-and-so, he's playing over in Passaic, New Jersey, at the Passaic, New Jersey Mall. He's one of the greatest singers in America. Right? Yeah. So anyway, I turn on the TV set, and there's Joe Franklin. Who's his guest? Gene Shepard. And what's he telling him all about in the story he's telling him? The one he was telling us at the dinner table. Oh, wow. It's like it continued where I left off. Wow. And I felt robbed, because I was going to go back and say, "You lousy son of a bitch. You can't even tell us an original story at dinner. You got to tell one you just told Joe Franklin a couple of hours ago when you were taping his show." So.
Didn't you also work with Leon Lewis at a certain point?
Yes. But I'd like to think Leon Lewis worked with me.
Well, okay, I'll give you that. I used to listen to Leon. He was
Yeah.
Compared to you, he was a completely different show.
Right.
Totally different.
Well, to begin with, he smoked and had this cancerous laugh.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, yeah. And
he seemed like a sweet man.
Well, what happened is when I went to WMCA, they decided that because they wanted us to do 5 hours overnight, okay, and they didn't think someone should have to do 5 hours overnight. It's a long amount of time. So what they did is we only had to work 4 days. I only had to work 4 days a week, and the other 3 days was Leon Lewis. So that's how it was split up that way. Then eventually I went on. I got an earlier shift when they went all talk, and he got the overnights. So that's where you know Leon Lewis from.
Yep.
You know, but I'm still alive.
Yeah, that's right.
Not for much longer, but I'm still alive. What?
No, I just said he seemed like a sweet guy. At least that's what he portrayed.
He's a nice enough guy. I have nothing to say nasty about Leon. Yeah. You know. And if I did, I would not keep it to myself, you know. So, but
Alex, wasn't there a lady who was on the show right after yours, and then she died?
Some woman after me, and she died. Oh, you're talking about what's her name? Yeah. I mean,
Joy Behar?
No, not Joy Behar. I wish she was dead.
Still alive.
I wish she was dead, but no, you're talking about oh God, my mind.
Not Allison Steele.
No, he's talking about Sirius XM. And I had a woman. We had a woman. What's her name? God damn it.
Oh yeah, you couldn't stand well,
she couldn't stand me.
Yeah.
You know,
I can see why nobody would like this.
Oh, she was one of the most terrible human beings. In fact, when she died, I did a little memorial to her on the air, and her sister called up to speak on the show and I said, "Do you have any fond memories of?" And I'm trying to remember her name now.
Yeah, me too.
God damn it! What is
Lynn
Samuels?
Lynn Samuels.
I think the last time you forgot, Albert remembered for you.
Yes, yes, right. But Lynn Samuels, and I said to her, "Do you have any fond memories of Lynn you'd like to share with us?" And she said, "No, she was one of the most terrible women in the world." This is her sister at a memorial show.
Wow.
You know, it was she died in her apartment, and she was dead for I think a day before they found the body because nobody called her.
Nobody would.
Yeah. So that's the only reason I have a wife is that I know that if I drop dead, I don't want to be in this apartment for like 5 days, rotting away until somebody finds me. You know. Hey, Kevin, how do you like my spiffy lighting I've gotten back of me now?
That's pretty slick, man.
Huh? Is that slick or what?
Yeah, I think I'm going back and having a flashback.
I keep improving this show. Okay.
You betcha.
Next content. Anyway, but no, Lynn was one of the most horrible people I've ever known. And there were parts of me that kind of liked her. You know, I kept trying to make her like me. You know, so I was never nasty to her or anything like that. And no matter what I do, she'd always manage to jab me in the ribs while I'm talking to her. You know? And she just always gave me nothing but a bad time all the time. And maybe I deserved it. I don't know. Yes.
I was just going to say, I watched a YouTube, I guess it was Skype or something, video from like June of 2015, where Phil was trying to explain to the whole panel that about gay people are they get to pick and choose if they want to be gay, and you have come a long ways since then. I think I counted 420 times you cut somebody off in the middle of their sentence.
What?
Kidding about that part. Phil sent me this link to this video where he believes that, gay people all have a choice if they want to be gay or not.
Yeah, well, what happens is when I don't know if it happened to you when you were 13, but I was asked, do you want to be gay? You want to be straight? And the person had a clipboard, And I said,
Yeah.
I think I'll take straight because I like pussy. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what I like about pussy because when you get really close to it, it's not that good looking.
When I turned 13, I said, I'll take the bar mitzvah.
I'll take the bar mitzvah. Yeah. I mean, gay or straight, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe he still thinks that way.
It's absolutely. How many guys here? It was a life decision to be gay. Oh, none of you are gay. So.
I like the story that you had about where you were at a party, Alex, and you were probably pretty stoned or something like that. And you looked down and you were getting a blowjob, and it was not a girl. And you said it was an incredible blowjob.
No, I didn't say that.
Phil had a cow.
No, here's the story.
Phil's sending you propaganda.
To begin with, I wish I could use the excuse that I was stoned, but I wasn't.
Okay.
But I was at this, somebody dragged me to an orgy. And there were 20 people all on 4 mattresses.
They dragged you, huh?
No, the problem with an orgy is getting toes up your nose. It's not, there's nothing sexy about it because it smells of sweat. I would like to take somebody, go over in the corner and have sex with them, but not have sex with them with all these other people. But anyway, so I'm doing whatever I'm doing with some woman, and there is somebody starting to blow me. And I look down, and it's a guy. And I go, well, I didn't know it was a guy when it started, so I may as well see if I enjoy it at all. Okay? Because why not? How many times in life are you handed the ability to find out whether you're gay or not? And so I let him do it for a while, and I decided that once I felt his stubble against my thigh, that the whole game was over. Okay, there was just nothing time out. Yes, time up.
Yeah.
There was nothing sexy about it, and so
I don't think. I don't have the experience you have, but I don't think that one blowjob from a guy is going to make somebody turn gay or straight.
No.
I mean, I played doctor when I was 7 or 8 years old.
Let's face it. In that particular action is suction. But what I like
about keeping the teeth out of the way.
What I like about sex isn't necessarily make pee-pee feel good. It is everything. It is the feel of the woman and the feeling of the breasts and and all of that, which I wouldn't get with a guy. Okay, all I would get is stubble on my thigh. So I always use that experience. I was very honest in telling that experience because I said, at least I know I'm not gay. But most guys go through life always fearful that they might be.
But if I recall, that guy still sends you a little something for Christmas. Am I right? Is that how it went?
Yeah, he sends me the residue from his shaver.
Is this a new segment?
You know what I admitted to today on my Facebook page?
No.
And I didn't tell this. Somebody wrote, Woody Allen, because I wrote a thing, said, Farrow v. Allen or Allen v. Farrow, HBO should be ashamed of themselves. And then people wrote a whole bunch of stuff. And one woman I know named Laura Myers wrote, after all, he did take naked pictures of Sun Yi. Well, he did this, of course, when she was like 21 or something like that. And I said, I've taken naked pictures of women I've had sex with, and I was waiting for other people to say, so have I, but they didn't. But I don't think it's that uncommon to do that.
No. It keeps me happy on Saturday nights that people do that.
Well,
that's my porn night.
Well, it's what you call your greatest hits.
Absolutely.
So I was very happy to admit that. I mean, it didn't, and I was admitting it also because I was saying, so Woody Allen did it, big deal. He Sun Yi was off to college a lot. He needed some what do you call it, spank bank, So
a lot of people consider that to be, let's say, outside of the normal.
What?
Why?
Okay, Okay, guys, how many of you have ever taken a picture of a woman you were with naked?
It's his daughter.
Look at
though.
that. Look at that. Hands went up. Boom. So, you know.
But not with my daughter.
I can't help it, Jeff, if you're not a good photographer.
He left the sound
But
on.
you're talking to a guy who's been into video and photography and all of that, you know.
Let's see how my new camera works here.
Your new camera? No, don't show us. Is that something naked? Don't do that. If it's naked.
Why?
What?
Yeah, we'll be.
Oh, she's not naked.
No.
Okay,
Oh,
why?
I got it.
Hang on.
I get it. Can I read you this? I got this today. I got this from. Let me see here. I got this from. I got a
The way
message.
we talk, they're worried
I got
about
a
a
message.
lady.
Here it is, folks. You can actually see it. Wait a minute. Let me put it here where you guys can see it. Okay.
Okay, what does it say?
All right.
Health.
Well, anyway,
New
I'll
York
read
City
it.
Health.
City Health.
New York City Health 311. Ready for this? Now you know I'm signed up. We're signed up to get our shots on Saturday,
Right.
and they've changed the location.
Now they want a naked picture of you?
Yeah, right. Anyway, second dose of COVID-19 vaccine past due.
Ah.
Reminder to get vaccinated where you received your first dose. You mean in my arm? Now, it's wonderful they sent me this, except there are two things wrong about it. I think to begin with, it's because they didn't give me an appointment that was 4 weeks after my shot. Okay? Right. So they're basing it on that because one database isn't talking to the other database. All right? Then I decided, I was so pissed about this, I was going to go down to the school where I got my first shot and show them this and say, hey, you guys got to get it together because I got a thing that says I got to go over to this other place. And I go down to this high school and it says, this vaccine site is closed. They shut it down. That's why they moved me to the other one. So how can I possibly go back to the reminder to get vaccinated where you received your first dose?
How about if I give you one of these stickers?
Crush.
What does it say?
Crush
Let me
COVID-19.
piss you off even more. I got mine.
Yeah, shut up. Just everybody stop it.
I got mine.
Hey, Kevin,
I'm holding out for a lollipop.
Yeah. So now we have to take a Uber down to this other place, which is far away. And, but send us this. And Marjorie got one too. Same exact thing. Oh, gee, I haven't gotten your shot yet. Well, maybe if you had given us an appointment then, we would have been happy to go.
I was trying to get my mother-in-law set up, right?
Yeah.
I got her 3 different appointments at 3 different places in one day. No problem. I was able to get this one I found on Nextdoor, the app Nextdoor.
Yeah.
Somebody posted this thing, so I got it, and I got it for my mother-in-law, and I already had one for her set up at Levi's. And then they sent an email saying Kaiser got some. So I set her up at Kaiser, and then this other one came up on Sunday night, and I signed up, and I decided, what the hell, I'm going to try and get mine. We both got them. So I canceled the one at Kaiser once we got, this one in our arm. But then I tried to cancel the one at Levi's, and it says you can't cancel it online anywhere. And you try and cancel it on the phone number they give you, and you sit there and you listen to them tell them to cancel it. You have to be on the phone. Please wait. And they tell you that in 18 different languages. And by the time you get to the last language, they hang up on you. And they tell you that, please hold. And they tell you that in all different languages. And they say, just, oh, we're too busy. We can't take your call right now. Click. And I did it like 3 times driving from San Jose all the way to, home, which is an hour and 10 minutes listening to this crap. And they just hung up. And I said, screw it. I'm not going to cancel it. And they're bitching about people not canceling their appointments. And that screwed them up today because they had a they had her set up for a shot today,
Mm-hmm.
and she didn't show up because she already got one. But I tried to cancel it.
Who do we just lose?
I don't know. Who do we just lose? Oh, Charlie.
Charlie. Oh, we lost Charlie. Okay, he'll be back. Anyway,
But yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It was,
I made one. Well, Kaiser wasn't taking appointments. Then Valley Med, I got into Valley Med, but it was like for the 27th. So I went back and I checked Levi, and Levi was like 3 days away. So I went and I had to call that number. Luckily, I got the guy. But the reason why it takes so long is because the guy was so slow canceling and then trying to get 2 appointments for the wife and I together.
yeah, it's
at
probably the
Levi.
same place because it was the county place.
Yeah,
that
so it's
Levi's
terrible
goes.
well,
service.
what bothers me about this whole thing is, I wanted one 4 weeks. I mean, I could have already been sitting around here saying, "Oh, I got mine a week ago today," but no, they couldn't do that because, hey, it's whenever. So I mean, I don't send me a thing that just rubs it in. I tried to get a thing, and you didn't do
And I
it.
think the lady used about a 6-foot long needle in my arm and just went.
Yeah, they told me they're going to give me the long needle, and they gave her the short needle. I guess because the arm size or something.
Well, they gave me the long needle, and it hurt for a day. It was a
Yeah.
muscle ache.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah.
But my mother got deathly sick yesterday and today.
Wow.
She went home from work today.
What do you mean, deathly sick?
Well, she was puking and everything else.
Wow.
Was
I
this
hear
her, was
the
this her
first- I hear
second?
you
Was
get
it?
that
Wait a
on
minute.
the
Was this her?
second Moderna shot.
Was this her
That was
second?
the first Moderna shot.
First Moderna. Oh, you know.
Wow, really? I don't know
She's 80
anybody.
years old too.
I know a lot of people here in California that have got their COVID shot. I don't know anybody that's had a bad reaction to Pfizer, and I think that's just luck that I
Oh,
don't
that was
know
the first. That's the second one I've heard on Moderna. The first one was from a doctor that
Oh,
got
yeah.
sick.
I have several friends that have got Moderna. The first time around, they got sick, chills.
It's just the people.
I didn't get anything. I got my
Yeah.
arm. My arm ached a little bit, and that was it.
Well,
Yeah,
wait
about
till
all
the
I got.
second one.
Well, I know supposedly if you're my age, the second one doesn't affect you that much.
My
Charlie
mother
had his
no
second one
problem.
today, right?
Huh? What'd
Yeah,
you
I
say?
got mine
Wait,
today.
wait. What'd you say, Kevin?
I said my mother had no problem. She's 90.
And you got the second shot?
Both of them, yeah.
Yeah. See, so
Didn't
I mean, who
phase her.
knows? Who knows what the story is? But they okayed the Johnson and Johnson, and that's
It's all people.
huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Depends on who you are.
yeah.
I thought they were going to approve it tomorrow.
Or they've approved it. The one level has approved it. It's got to go to the
Right.
next thing for final approval, and then they're going to start
Fucking
distributing
fucking
it.
bureaucracies.
And they say on this one, there's only 72% efficacy, but there's like a 96. What do you call it? Not getting ill rate. In other words, you get it, it's like a bad cold,
Yeah.
and that's it. And that nobody has died on the Johnson and Johnson. So, I mean, not from the Johnson and Johnson, but because of the Johnson and Johnson. So,
The one shot takes 28 days for full immunity with Johnson and Johnson. So,
yeah. Well, so you saw
but
it.
that's in line of the other ones.
Look,
Yeah.
look at Tricker Steve. He's all tucked in. Is it cold where you are, Steve?
He's in Iowa.
This truck doesn't have a table that I can use, sir.
So the largest truck
That's why
stop,
I'm laying in my bed with
Yeah.
computer.
the
beside me.
largest truck stop in the United States. Is that what you said?
In Iowa.
The Iowa 80.
Man, there
truck
must
stop.
be a lot of hookers cold running from
So
truck to
let's get a
truck.
report.
Actually, no.
Let's get a report from Dr.
Well,
Death,
this
who's going
one's
to give.
pretty clean, actually.
Is it okay?
I want Dr. Death to give us his daily report.
Oh, well, we lost 2,337 Americans today.
Oh, that's half as much as last month in a
Boy,
day.
we're not.
Yeah.
We're not
That's
keeping
good.
up our
way
end of the
down.
bargain, are
Coming
we?
down.
Yeah, it's coming down. Well,
Maybe we're back on the softball field soon.
Yeah.
I think that we can pretty well plan. I would say we could plan on going to Thanksgiving dinner with relatives this year.
At this next Thanksgiving, not next week.
The one coming
Right, right. I think
Thanksgiving.
so. As it looks
Are we
like.
all
Yeah.
are we all invited to your house again?
Yes, of course.
Ooh.
Yes.
Of course. you know,
Okay.
we make a big turkey, and you know.
All right. Well,
Hey, we're going to New York for Thanksgiving.
You're welcome to come. You know,
all right.
Jeff, you and
I'll come.
and Pam
Pam,
want
I'll
to come
come.
down? Please come on down. You know. Plus, we'll all be we'll have our shots and everything. You know.
Yeah.
I feel like a dog. Okay.
Yeah.
Does your dog have his shots? You know. Yeah. I have my shots. Woof. Yeah, but also, Charlie, how's the leak in the apartment? Is it all fixed up and everything?
Everything's all fixed, fine. Got water, got hot water. It's heavenly.
Life is good.
You know what it was?
And Charlie got his second shot today.
Well, no, what it was, this was God's way of saying to Charlie and people in Texas, see, go for COVID and having to stay indoors isn't that bad.
I think it's a way of telling people in Texas you shouldn't have voted for that goddamn governor. Is what
Yeah.
Or the orange turd.
Whoops, didn't mention that.
Is that governor going to get reelected, Charlie?
I probably not now. You know, Beto's talking about running against him.
Really? I
Yeah.
think Beto could win.
Yeah, I mean, he almost beat Ted Cruz 2 years ago.
I think right now he could probably beat Ted Cruz without even going out and
Oh,
campaigning.
easily. Yeah.
Isn't Beto the former teacher that's gay or something like that?
No.
No, he's not.
Why is it always gay with you?
Well, you got gay on your mind tonight. What's going on?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Is there something you want to tell us?
No.
That's a different segment.
Were you in Phil today?
Is there something you want to tell us?
Yeah.
Those Wednesday nights.
Yeah, that's a good segment.
You know something though? I think this is an interesting segment actually. I think that almost every wife at one time or another wonders if her husband isn't gay.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just that wondering, you know. Like I've always been, a lot of people have always thought I was gay. When I was in school, high school, they all thought I was gay because my father took me to the opera and the ballet. Okay?
Well, that's kind of like an FBI clue.
Yeah, but it's not. You know, I outside of that one incident, I've never had a gay incident in my life. Okay, but I've always been kind of, what do we call metrosexual? You know,
in California we call that anything will do.
Yeah, in New Jersey they call it "let's kill him," don't they?
I thought it was in any port in the storm. I don't know.
So and Robert, so you got your shot.
No, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Oh, okay.
Yay.
Tomorrow afternoon at 1:03.
1:03.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
That's right.
Hurry up! We have a guy coming in at 1:04.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're only allowed to be there at
You know what I love is that they say mine has always said, do not get here 5 minutes beforehand, but not before that because we don't have any place for you to wait. And then you get
They
there.
made me wait in the car.
And and then you get there, and what for what? You know, there's a line a mile long.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to drive to the place like this, you know, just so that.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna get there a little early, and when they say you're too early, I'm gonna say the last time there was a line. Okay. And
you're old. You don't have much time.
If there's nobody in front of me right now, why should I have to wait? Here, give me my goddamn shot. I've been waiting 5.5 weeks for it. And I've got people on this show who are just sick and tired of me complaining about not getting my second dose.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah.
What are you going to have to complain about after you get your second dose?
As I said last night, you know, the only time I've ever stood in a line that long for something before was when I got an iPhone. And at least there was an iPhone at the end of it, you know? Oh, boy. It's just, you know. I think that they're doing, they're trying to do the best job they can, but they're not doing it. You know,
I don't know. My iPhone works fine.
No, I'm not talking about the iPhone.
But Charlie had a quick in and out. Northern California has been really good. No cancellations, and they've been opening up more areas up here. LA's had a hard time, but it seems like everywhere's doing good except for New York.
Well, here, I mean, Shecky went in and got his first shot, and he just went right in, right out. You know, I had to wait 2 hours.
No side effects for him?
No. Now he's getting a second shot tomorrow, and I'll find out if he had a line or not.
I think he had the Pfizer.
No, he had the Moderna.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah, he had the Moderna. Yeah. Most of the people
The line went faster this time than it did on the first shot.
What do you mean? Oh, it went faster?
Yeah.
How long did it take you on the first shot?
The first shot, my appointment was 2:00, and I think I got the injection at like at 2:50. My appointment was 5:00 today, and I had it at 5:15.
Wow.
Nice.
Needle and arm.
That's fine. You know, I just hope it's fast. That'd be nice. Yes, Jeff, did you have your hand up?
Mine was less than half an hour.
Less than half an
Nothing.
hour.
That's right. And I was there early, and they said, "Oh, you're early," and I said, "Yeah." Is that a problem? They go, "No."
Well, that's Connecticut. I wish I were getting my shots up there.
I know.
I'm also getting my rabies shot while I'm there.
Yeah, that's
as well. Yeah.
Shingles, get them all.
Shingles? No, I have shingles. I mean, I had the shingles shot. I don't.
Shot. Okay.
Don't have shingles now. I
got an aluminum siding shot.
As I said before, shingles is the only disease that is badly named. Because when I first heard about shingles, I thought it was something you got in your ass. Doesn't that sound like some kind of an anal disease? Shingles.
Oh, I thought of my shins. Your shins start aching.
Yeah, but I got mine right here. Right here.
I
my
could not
doctor, the
imagine.
doctor I went to said,
You still have to do that operation thingy, huh?
yeah, I'm probably gonna do it because it's getting harder for me to see. To open my eyes enough to see. So I'll probably do it. And then Marjorie and I would like to get rid of these bags, okay? But that's $4,000. But if
just do the whole thing, you know.
But so I'm thinking of doing it because I'm thinking of doing it. You know, and she said she'd pay for half, so I may get my my bags taken care of.
They put a filler in there, or
no? They just take all the stuff out and then just kind of sew it up.
Epoxy.
Yeah, I might not be on the air for a couple of days because I'm going to look like I was beaten up by Marjorie.
Yeah, you probably have black eyes.
Oh, I'll have black eyes for weeks, but that I don't mind. You know,
take pictures. Take pictures just in case you need to use those. Marjorie starts acting up. You can use those to the police. She beat me.
She got a black eye once, and I wouldn't go out with her. I didn't want to walk down the street with her. She got a black eye because I punched her. No, she got a black eye because she was I forget what, she bumped into something or whatever. And she got a kind of a black. And I said, I'm not going out with you with that because people are going to look at me like I'm some kind of brute. You know. Yes.
My friend, this really cute Vietnamese girl, when I was younger, I used to pick her up. She used to work at Valley Med, and I used to pick her up. We'd go to the Mini Gourmet. It's like an all-night place. Everyone from the club goes there after. Yeah. She used to work graveyard shift, so I'd pick her up. She had a nose job. And yeah, she had 2 black eyes. And I picked her up the time, and I said, I'm not going out with you again until you're healed, because everybody's looking at me and they're like, I beat you.
Well, I'd also like to get rid of the turkey neck too. So yeah, and
we're not going to recognize you.
Huh?
Yeah.
We're not going to recognize you when you come back.
You could have your foreskin reattached too.
Well, no, I mean, if I have enough of a facelift,
you get a deal.
If I have enough of a facelift, I won't have to grow a beard. I'll have one. So you know. Anyway, hey, you know something? It's almost time to play the theme. Is it time to play the theme? Let's play the theme. There we are. Do you guys hear that when I play it?
Yeah.
A little bit.
I'm sure you do. Yeah. Hey, it's been fun. It's been fun tonight. Let's all tuck Trucker Steve in. There's a hard one to say. Tuck Trucker Steve in. Good night, Steve.
Our favorite music night.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Brian. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. It's Dancing Robert. And thank you for the suggestions for the show, Robert. That's going to put us up there with that girl with her makeup tips. You know?
Okay.
Alan, thank you. Kevin, thank you very much. And Charlie, of course, thank you. Why don't all of you give a big wave goodbye, and I'll give you a big wave goodbye back, okay? There we go. Okay, there they go. They're out of here. That's our citizen panel for tonight. Let me see. We'll be back again tomorrow night, long about 10:30. Next is Jack Bishop. He's got a show called The Intersection, and you should call it, just like you call this program. Well, most of you don't. But anyway, you can call it, and you use Skype on that one, and you use the name Gabnet Live to call. That's the number to call. I'll be back again tomorrow night, same time, same station in life, 10:30 Eastern Time. In the meantime, as always, if you see her, tell her I love her. And by the way, wear a mask and be safe out there. See you later. Bye.